15th, 2022 meeting of the Auburn School Committee. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty, and justice for all. All right, let's start with introductions down here to my right, please.
Dan Poisson, Ward 5.
Brian Belknap, Ward 4.
Karen Matthew, Ward 3.
Connie Brown, Superintendent.
Pamela Albert at large.
Jason Levesque, Mayor.
Abigail Fauché, Student Representative.
Mark Conrad, Business Manager.
Sue Doris, Assistant Superintendent.
Thank you all. And Ward 1 and Ward 2 both have excused absences this evening. All right, let's start with a motion for the approval of tonight's agenda, which includes the consent agenda, along with the minutes of the June 1st meeting and the certificated nominations of Josh Harris, Molly Brooks, Casey Smith, Jane Williams, Belinda Dupile, Paige Hussey, and Rosemary Tuig, please. Can I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Thank you. Jason, second. Questions, comments? All those in favor? All right, motion's approved. So there was none. Just sort of off. Right there. All right, let's open it up for public participation this evening. Members of the public who would like to come address the school committee, please approach the podium. Let us know your name, your affiliation with the school committee, and let us know your thoughts.
Sure you're glad to see me, right?
Good evening. Can I have your name for public record,
Did you
please?
miss me? John Stark.
Thank you. And how can we help you this evening, Mr. Stark?
Well, you know, I've been here over the Mass. I'll try to be a little nicer to you today. I'm going to tell you right now, monkeypox, don't matter what pox it is, you're not going to mask our kids again. Fact. When I told you I had all peer-reviewed science and you failed to look at it, we'll get back to that later. So let's fast forward why I'm here today. Seems your teachers / activists, or whatever you want to call them nowadays, they seem to want to take control of our children and do whatever they want with them. Let me suggest to you that my 8-year-old son is too young to know what transgender and gay is. And when a teacher goes behind the parent's back and undermines the trust of the parent between the child, we got issues. I've called the teacher out over this. Are you turning my mic off? We got issues over this.
No, I'm taking notes
Okay.
of what you're saying. So.
I suggest you take notes because I know you're a little bit up there in age like I am, and I'm an older father. You understand me? And nobody needs to teach this to our kids at this age. Do you think I'm upset? I'm more upset over the mask, but I'm even more upset now. I can't gather support. Where's the superintendent?
Right here.
Really? Couldn't recognize you without the mask. You don't return calls. You don't return emails. You return emails with things like stop bullying the school board. You have some answering to do, ma'am. You weren't even elected.
School,
Okay.
Sir, can you address the school committee? Right now, this is an opportunity to address the school
Okay,
committee.
I'm gonna tell you what the problem is here, okay? Bryce's teachers decided to bring in a book called Sparkle Boy. Why don't you all look up what Sparkle Boy is? Sparkle Boy is about a little boy that wants to dress like his sister, but yet he gets picked on by other boys. This is another way to manipulate kids at a young age. Kids are already confused at this age as it is. You ask any pediatrician or psychologist, and especially the ones I looked up. You know, I wanted to tell you something. You thought I was just going to come in here and yell at you and pick each one of you out and blame you all. Y'all got to look into this. I'd rather have researched something and been wrong than research nothing and been right. Does that make sense? There's a lot of things that apparently I can't point nobody out here either because that's against your charter, and that's going to be changed because the people can do it. Do you understand? If we don't like what's going on in our government down to the lowest levels, there's a way to remove you. And if you're not going to work with the parents and you're going to suppress the voices like you have, then we do have an issue here. And you can see I'm a little more reserved than the last time, okay? The parents are fed up. They're tired of what's going on. They're tired of the principal not answering the call. Every time a parent has a concern, Mrs. Klein at Sherwood either hangs them up or doesn't want to deal with it. They're grooming our children. This needs to stop immediately. Am I being heard? Because if I'm not, you already know where I'm headed with this. You can be served by the sheriff. He is the only elected official in this town that can serve you. I am in the process of working on that. Things take time when you don't know nothing about the law. Now, if you're not going to help the parents and you're not going to rid our school of these activists / whatever they are, and they're going to teach us to our children, we'll take our kids out of school and you can figure out where you can get your money after. This is old. I've had the DHS called on me and had a welfare check called on me for standing up for the kids over CRT, SEL, social emotional learning. I've caught you. You know how I caught Mrs. Crocker? My son came home and told me because I set him up because I've seen what's going on all over the country. I'm not from Maine. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I'm 62. I've earned a little more and worked and earned a little more wisdom here. You understand? So most of the parents that aren't coming in are a little bit younger than me. And they don't know. You don't make it very easy to get in here at odd hours. Not to mention that people work nights, they have kids, they can't make a motion. I've asked you personally, okay, if we can set something up and meet with the parents. Because there's some parents that are pissed. But what you did was you filed a false police report on me because you got no proof. How'd you get the police to put a no trespass on me at the school? How about that answer?
Mr. Stark, you have gone over your allotted minutes. Is there anything
I
else
deserve
you wanna
that
wrap
answer,
up?
ma'am.
Is there anything else you'd like to wrap
I
up?
deserve that answer. I've been more than gracious today. I deserve that answer, ma'am.
So you
Where
wanna go
is the
here.
email that somebody sent? I want to make one point. This gentleman's got a kid at the school also. Have I ever been rude to you at any time?
Sir,
Donna,
sir,
please stand up.
Mr.
Hang on, you're
Stark,
gonna let me
no,
finish.
no,
I'm
this
nice
is-
enough.
If you're
Listen,
including someone else in public participation,
they're
this person
they're
needs to
down
come
with
up
me.
and
They're
state their
backing
name
me on
also.
this.
And
That's what I'm trying to
okay.
tell you.
That person will be allowed their time to speak as well. Right now, it's your time to speak.
Okay, suppose he gives me his 2 minutes.
Nope, we don't pass and trade minutes.
And this is what's going on. This is where you're not trying to, you have no right to allot me 2 minutes because the Constitution says anything that you say or law or rule is repugnant to the Constitution. Think about that, okay? I just told you, if I didn't research anything, I wouldn't know nothing, now would I? Now, I've been on this for 2 years
Point of
after what
order,
you've
Madam
done.
Chair. Actually, that's a falsehood.
You-
State of Maine, excuse me, sir, the state
I'm
of Maine
on
is
my
very
time.
clear on public discussion. You
This
can be
man has a
limited.
personal
It's in
issue.
It's in our, excuse me, school committee protocol. We have
It's in
business
our-
to take care of at this point.
No,
And-
this
and your time is
man,
up,
this
sir.
man was
Thank
on the
you for
phone with
coming
me
to the school
personally,
committee to
has a
discuss this
personal,
with us
this is
this
a
evening.
personality
Thank
conflict.
you. Would anyone else like to come and speak in public participation?
Are we gonna take care of this issue at the school, ma'am? I'm talking to you, Cornelia. Are you gonna take care of
Sir,
this?
your time in public participation has ended. This is
And this
not
is
an
what we-
opportunity for you to settle.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything. I'm sitting right here, sir. I have no control over anything. Thank you, Mr. Stark. Thank you.
Legally, I'm gonna do this right.
Right, I'm going to call a recess. Right now, we're in recess for the next 5 minutes. Thank you. All right, let's call this meeting back to order. Reopen public participation for anyone who would like to come and address the school committee for their concerns this evening. Anyone else like to come?
I'm Warren Luding. I'm a math teacher at Auburn Middle School, and I'm here because co-worker Josh Harris, who's an amazing ed tech, and he is our lights guy if you come in the morning or the afternoon. And he is going to be one of our special ed teachers next year, so he was super excited about that. And when he mentioned it was on the agenda, I was like, oh, I'm going to be around, so I need to come here to support you. So that's why I'm here. And if you picked up your child at the dance last week, you really got to see him in action at night with the lights, which was cool. So.
Thank you. Anyone else like to address the school committee this evening? Hi, welcome. Can you let us know your name for public comment,
Ralph
please?
Kent.
Say it again, I'm sorry.
Ralph Kent.
Hi. Hi, Ralph. How can we help you this evening?
First, I'd like to apologize for the first gentleman. I do share some of the same concerns as him. I'm going to try to address it a little bit more respectfully and polite. Usually you tend to get better results when you're respectful. I understand he's been here a few times. He's addressed you folks a few times. Only have 2 minutes, so I'll get right to the point. My 8-year-old daughter is in the same class as John's child, Bryce. And it just brings concerns that somebody that young is being taught things of that nature. I feel that I've been betrayed by not being notified before this was brought into a curriculum. When my daughter comes home and tells me that she felt very uncomfortable reading that, knowing that it's not, I mean, it's socially acceptable now. I have nothing against anybody that's in the LGBTQIA community. I just feel that there's a time and a place for everything, and I feel that that's something that should be done by the parents and not by the school. I know there is other parents that have the same concerns. I've seen them kind of step away from John just because he brings a lot of attention to himself, but I know that there is other parents that feel the same way that I do. And I love my little girl, and I just don't feel these things should be at school.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you coming to chat with us. We really do. All right, any other members of the community like to speak to the school committee? All right, seeing none, I'm closing public participation. We'll move on with a presentation.
Thank you very much. Let's see what my technology skills will be like tonight. So the first thing I'd like to show you is our summer reading video. So bear with me, and I got to turn down the volume. And so this is something that we are going to put out to encourage all of our students to read, thanking in advance our celebrities. So here we go. Hi, my name is Dr. Connie Brown. I am the Superintendent of Schools for the Auburn School Department. Summer is a wonderful time. It's an occasion to think, to relax, to have fun, to visit with people, and to spend some time doing some recreational reading. So I hope you have a great summer, but most importantly, I hope you have time to read and enjoy our great city of Auburn. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. This is Matthew, Chairman of the Auburn School Committee, and I'm here to ask you to remember to read this summer. Reading is super important. You've just spent this whole year exercising your reading brain. Hang on to it. Exercise your reading brain. If you're bored, go on an adventure in a book. Whatever you do, just pick up some books this summer, and you'll be even better for it when you come back to school in the fall.
I'm Mayor Jason Levesque, and all throughout life, whenever I was to school or travel, I always had a book with me. I always will have a book with me, whether it be at the beach in the summer or at home on a rainy day, on just any day. Whenever you want to have time for yourself and actually become a better person, it's all about reading. But you have to do your part. Keep reading and explore what's out there. The best way to do that is through reading a great book. For a wonderful summer, and we look forward to seeing you in the fall.
Hi everyone, my name is Luke Kroll, City Manager for the City of Auburn. I really want to wish you the best of luck this summer, and what I really want you to do is get outside. There's so many parks and activities that Auburn has for you. I hope that you get out. I hope that you go to places like Mount Appetite and walk the trails, and also participate in events like National Night Out in August down in our downtown. And I hope you have the best summer.
My name is Brian Wood. I am the Assistant City Manager. I hope that you guys truly enjoy the summer. As Phil said, stay active. Remember, education is the passport to the future. Take this time, enjoy, and we'll see you in the fall.
Thank you very much to our celebrities. I thought that was very nicely done. So the next one I'd like to show you is to celebrate our literacy initiative. As you know, we've worked really hard on implementing a new literacy curriculum this year, and it is pretty remarkable. So we're going to start with Dr. Doris, who cues it up.
Greetings, teachers. In what might have been the most challenging year in education, you took on the added challenge of implementing a new literacy curriculum, and you knocked it out of the park. I could not be more proud of the teamwork and best practices you put into place. Thanks to your efforts, our students made tremendous growth as readers, writers, and thinkers. I am excited to look ahead to next year as we stay the course with a core curriculum and high expectations for every student. This year, you proved that Auburn educators are the best of the best. Thank you for your extraordinary efforts and commitment to our students. Now it's time to celebrate the completion of an amazing and successful school year. Please enjoy the video our coaches have made for you, and congratulations on a job well done.
And then last is this
absolutely amazing. Congratulations to everyone who had such an amazing impact on literacy this year, and for just changing course and just believing in a process that possibly could get some results. So thank you. It was not easy. I know it was not easy. So thank you. Thank you to all. Sorry, did I cut you off? No, you're good. Like, this is my passion. Thank you. Thank you. All right, moving on. School committee student rep reports. We have Abby here this evening. Gabe is out, but we will share his presentation because I think it goes along beautifully with something you're going to report out on as well. Just, I'll show you.
All right, so tonight I wanted to just share what I would call my greatest accomplishment this year of being on the school committee. After working with our technology department, I was able to create a student representative email in order to get more in contact with members of our community, just so that we're not actively going out there and asking, hey, what did you do this week? What's a highlight of today? So that members of the Auburn community can just come to us and tell us what they've been finding successful, what there's room for improvement of, just so that we have more knowledge over a broader area of expertise. So I wanted to show how to get in touch with us on the Auburn School Department webpage. So this is our home screen, and if you go to district info, under this little tab is school committee. You go to the side, and then committee member contact information. And then right at the bottom is student reps and our email account. And after this year, Gabe and I hopefully will be back for next year, but if not, what will happen is this email is linked to our student account emails. So if Gabe and I are replaced, the new school committee representatives will have their emails placed in and they will receive emails. So this is a process that can continue on for years. This is not just something for the present. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and thank you for sharing this success with me.
Congratulations, Abby. I know that's a big project you've been working on, so congratulations for creating that line of communication. Thank you very much. It's
thank
really
you so
important.
much.
Thank you. And we hope to have you. We hope to see you back in the fall. All right. So Gabe's presentation is not on that one. Okay. All right. He's just got some pictures of it that he put together a presentation. So I'd love to be able to share. Sorry, we're working through some technical things at the moment. How do you get presentations onto that one?
It has to go to ASD.
It does, doesn't it? Okay.
Tech support.
Okay. All right.
Is it a slideshow?
It is.
Look.
It's the adult ed one, Abby.
Which Dr. Brown is going to be reporting out on just momentarily, so I thought it'd be nice to add the pictures with it. Yes, ELHS adult ed graduation presentation. Did he share it with you as well?
He did not. But I'm assuming that he shared it to the slide account on here. And do you know what the title was?
It says ELHS Adult Ed Graduation. Yes, there it is. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, thank you. There we go. So with that, Dr. Brown, do superintendent's report.
Well, thank you. So I might as well begin with that. Last Thursday, a number of us, including Mayor Levesque and Chairman Matthew and Mr. Belknap and I, went to Adult Ed graduation along with Dr. Doris. And if you have never gone to an adult ed graduation, it's easily among the most moving experiences you will ever have. These folks know what it means to overcome barriers, and they were remarkable. We enjoyed the presentation and want to thank all of you folks for coming. It was a remarkable evening, and Jennifer is the brand new adult ed director. So she was a little nervous about her first time, but it went beautifully. So there you can see us and the graduates, and it went really well.
Thank you, Abby. There you go. Thank you. All right, that was adult ed. Yeah,
Items that are
absolutely.
short. Most of these are quick. So a big shout out to the EL staff for their graduation on Sunday the 5th, right? Is that what we end up? For some of us who were watching the weather on Saturday the 4th, and we got to 6 o'clock and it was sunny, and then it was sunny at 6:30, and we thought, oh my word, what's going to go? Anyway, and then at 7, when not only the rain came down, but the hail, we realized we'd made the right call. But Scott and his crew pulled off an amazing graduation again. They've added some lovely upgrades. It was a beautiful evening. The student speeches were remarkable. So thanks to everyone who participated. Today at 12:15, I went to the Ams Promotion, and congratulations to Mrs. Albert, because I believe one of your children went across the bridge. They have a ceremony where Mr. Rainier stands on one side of the bridge and the kids cross it, symbolizing their move to the next step in life. And it was really lovely. And so congratulations to them. And last on my list, I would like to take an opportunity to thank the Auburn School Department staff for what has been yet another remarkable year. And we don't say it enough. We need to thank the folks who work closest with our kids. They were remarkable. I sent out a Sunday night newsletter and I shared with them my appreciation, but I think to do it on camera is equally important. They worked really, really hard. And if you have an occasion to thank an educator in passing or with a note, it really means a lot. So thank you again to our staff for the 2021-22 school year. And that concludes my remarks.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. And the school committee echoes your many thanks and appreciation and gratitude for our staff who show up every day and give their best to kids, as absolutely shown in what we just saw tonight around literacy, but in all the other content areas as well. All right, under my chairperson's report tonight, this is the last call for in an election for the MSBA Annual Delegate Assembly, which there's a link. This was a live link, so it explained a little bit more what involves. It is virtually, happening virtually Saturday, October 22nd at 9:30. So you have the information there. If anyone is interested in being the rep for Auburn, please let me know. We would have to confirm your nomination at the July meeting. So if anyone is interested, please let me know. Or if you have any questions about it, please let me know. All right, City Council update.
Yes, thanks, Madam Chairwoman. Just a couple things. Obviously, hopefully, we all know that the budget passed by a pretty significant margin. I'd say 2 or 3 to 1, actually, with a decent turnout, better than historically. So that's a very big positive. We're past that hurdle. Next, I did a Chamber of Commerce presentation for their monthly breakfast at the Hilton on Thursday. I've heard a lot of feedback from that, and though the newspaper article that followed it focused more upon our economic activity and our future projections on growth, which is around 30,000 people, up from 25,000 people by 2025, and 35,000 people by 2030, according to this current momentum and trend analysis, if you would, and as well as all the good work. I did focus a majority of the talk on education and how education works with our current workforce and potentially our future workforce too. There was a lot of positivity with regards to how I presented the City Council's intent, and the intent being that every student have the opportunity and likelihood to graduate from high school with an associate's degree, 60 college credits, and or an equivalent certification in a trade or career field, if you would. So they're career ready day one, as soon as graduation ends, or call it day 2. That has now been picked up throughout the state. I did a luncheon yesterday in Falmouth to about 100 individuals from all over southern Maine, and after I was done my presentation, after about 45 minutes, the first thing was, tell us about the quality of your education. Thankfully, I had a couple slides presented by Dr. Brown to me about that, and that was a beautiful segue from somewhat boring economic development and zoning into the quality of life and education. they were floored, and we're starting to beat back that that myth, if you would, through Southern Maine about our education not being up to snuff. So I think it's very, very good. That presentation is going to be given at other city councils or town councils throughout Southern Maine over the next month. So that was a big news. I think everybody's looking at Auburn, especially education, in a very happy way. Now, obviously, it's about delivering. So that's going to be our next challenge, I believe, as a board.
Thank you very much. Committee reports, standing committees. We have finance, curriculum, and health and safety. Matt, do you have your finance, the conversation focused on something that I think happened in curriculum as well. So why don't we start with curriculum this evening, if anyone could report out.
We actually discussed, I don't know if my mic is on. Is it on? Doesn't sound like it is.
Try the little
Try
pad.
the other one.
Is it on?
Yep.
Curriculum committee discussed implementing the illustrative math program for grades 9 through 12, and it is on the agenda, and I think it'll be explained a little better, so I'm going to defer.
Okay.
Madam Chair, curriculum too. I think it's if you're okay with that, I'd like to talk with the other two members of the curriculum subcommittee too about addressing, or at least doing a review and audit of our elementary curriculum with regards to anything that might be of a sensitive nature, and reporting back to the school committee as well as parents and so forth
So I
on
think
what our findings are.
You'd bring that up at the curriculum.
Yeah, I
at
think
your
so. I think
curriculum
that's a
meeting.
good place for us to work
Yep.
group it.
Yep.
Pat,
Yep,
I'm
you'd bring it up there.
Just let's find out what's going on, if anything, and let's just do a deep dive
Yep.
and present it back to you.
Yep, absolutely. Finance committee, we had an agenda, we had a good, healthy discussion around the math curriculum, the finances for that, but we also had a conversation around these curriculums that we are implementing, what the, in 5 years from now, what needs to be purchased again. Licensing, we don't sort of want to set ourselves up for a 5-year cliff and to have to purchase big purchases again. So how do we make sure that we are keeping up with the momentum that is continuing right now, supplementing what we need to supplement in there? I think there are really too many other big points. So that was finance. About health and safety, any updates kind of stick out on there, Pam? Oh, you had a really good report in.
We didn't meet in June, but we just provided a email update with slides that are in the agenda. Just kind of a year-end summary of all of the COVID counts, policies, and the latest DOE update on the sundowning of all of the current COVID guidelines.
Okay, and they do, I'm going to say it again, they do sundown this school year. Okay, all right, thank you. Any questions for any of the curriculums? I mean, any of the committees, sorry. I was writing the word curriculum. All right, moving on, old business. First item, can I entertain a motion for a second reading of approval of AUB BDE school committee standing committees? Can I entertain a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pat. Questions, comments, debate on that one? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. Next, can I call for a motion for second reading and approval of AUB-BDF school committee advisory committees? Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pam. Questions, comments, debate on that one? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes. Next, I'll call for a motion for second reading and approval of AUB-BD, the annual budget. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pat. Questions, comments, debate on that one? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. Next, I entertain a motion for second reading and approval of AUB-DI, fiscal accounting and reporting. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pam. Questions, comments, debate on that one? Seeing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. Moving on to new business. This one is for the establishment of the position of Assistant Director of Nutrition, and you do have a memo on that one. So at this time, I'll call for a motion to approve the establishment of the position of Assistant Director of Nutrition.
So moved.
Thank you, Pat. Brian, you want a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Second, yep.
Oh, questions, comments, debate on that one? Chris Piercy came to the Finance Committee to talk about this particular position, why it's needed, and how it will be funded. So it's a good move. All right, any other questions, comments? All right, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? you. Motion passes. Next, to award a contract for repairs to Industry Ave siding to Elliott Mead Contractor. Can I entertain a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pam. This one also came before the Finance Committee. Any questions, comments? You have notes on that one in your minutes as well. Seeing none, I'll call for a motion, call for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. Next one, can I entertain a motion to award a contract for architectural services for RETC renovations to Stephen Blatt Architects? Can I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pam. Questions, comments, debate on that one? Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, I just want to make sure for anybody who's just like watching, this is, all of these topics that we're just going over right now were really thoroughly vetted during the finance subcommittee. It's a little bit different than, let's say, a city council proceeding, but it's worked hard in subcommittee before it even comes to you. Of course, if there's any questions, please ask. So
It's also in the minutes of your minutes from your finance subcommittee, right, in our
is.
agenda.
I just know a lot of people.
For anyone who's wondering.
Yes, yeah. But if you're just watching without looking at that background, it may seem pretty rash.
Yeah, well, it does, but I think that you made a really good point, that so much work is done in the subcommittee meetings that by the time it gets here, it needs the final stamp of approval. So, I mean, we have very good minutes, which are very public for everyone to see as well. All right, I'm going to call for a vote. All in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. Motion to approve the purchase of, here's a classic example right here. I went through the curriculum subcommittee, went through the finance committee, and now it's here before the school committee. To approve the purchase of the math program, illustrative math, grades 9 through 12. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Pat. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Brian. Questions, comments, debate on that one? Mr. Mayor?
Just reporting back, I sit on both the curriculum and the finance committee. I thought, and Pat was on the curriculum committee along with Clarissa, that it was extremely well vetted. I think the big decision that came out of here was instead of a phase implementation, it is a complete implementation, which is going to be great because it's going to do a full service out to the all high school students that are taking math classes versus piecemeal approach over several years. I think it's extremely proactive. I also really enjoy the fact that it's cost effective, it's standards based, it's quantifiable, it's trackable. And I'm looking forward to seeing the numeracy scores in the high school increase and tracking that increase over the next few years.
Thank you. And teachers were part of this decision as well, too.
Yes.
So let's add them to that mixture as well. All right, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? Motion passes. Thank you. All right, next one, to approve Jamesa Drake as the alternate for the ethics panel. Can I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pam. So just you have her resume here. This was the name that was given, that was really the only name that was presented from school committee. It was given by Ward 1, Clarissa. I had the opportunity to speak with Jamie and feel that she would be a very good fit for the ethics panel. I've included her resume there. So any other questions, comments? She would be an alternate. Reverend Sarah Bartlett is the representative for the school committee. This person is the alternate, and she does know that she may never be called upon to actually sit for an ethics panel conversation. So, any other questions? All right, seeing none, all those in favor of approving Jamesa Drake? Motion passes. Thank you. All right, you have upcoming meetings coming up. Please note, we are meeting again on July 13th. As well as other subcommittees are listed as well. So basically, July, it looks like there's some time off with vacations and things like that happening. So July is only one regular school committee meeting. All right, future agenda items or requests for information. All right, seeing none, I'm going to entertain, can I entertain a motion to move into executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056A for the purpose of the evaluation of the superintendent? Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Brian. Can I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Pam. All those in favor of entering executive session? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in executive session, 6:44 p.m. And we are going to stay in this